Okay, let's get into this. We all know the feeling, right? You run a small local shop, and you're up against these huge global brands, and everyone's telling you, get on social media.
Right. But that advice usually feels totally disconnected from what you actually do every day.
Exactly. I mean, how is a little bakery in a small town supposed to compete with, like, Starbucks on Instagram?
It's that classic David and Goliath thing. But here's the twist. You don't win by trying to be big. You actually win by being small.
Okay, I like that.
And we're looking at a really fascinating guide from the website Easy Gold today. It's called Social Media for Small Businesses in Minchinhampton.
Minchinhampton. Now, that's a very specific spot in the UK, isn't it?
It is, and that's exactly why this guide is so good. It doesn't give you that generic advice like post pretty pictures.
Right.
It really drills down into how a real business in a specific community uses these tools to get people to, walk in the door.
So what's the mission for our deep dive today? What are we trying to figure out?
I think it's understand how hyper-localization, that's the key word, how that turns social media likes into actual customer loyalty.
Right.
Easy Gold makes this really strong case that your biggest advantage isn't your marketing budget. It's your zip code.
Let's jump into that, because usually you hear about Facebook or Instagram and it's all about reaching the world.
But this guide says basically, don't even bother.
Huh.
If you're selling coffee in Minchinhampton, follower New York is, well, useless to you, isn't it?
Completely useless.
Easy Gold suggests thinking of Facebook as your digital town square and Instagram. That's your shop window. But everything you post has to be grounded in the neighborhood.
Yeah, there was a great example in the reading about a local cafe. Instead of posting some perfect, magazine-style photo of a coffee,
they posted a photo of the kitchen during the morning rush. A behind-the-scenes look.
And it feels real. It feels like your neighbor showing you something.
And the guide also mentioned tying your posts to local events, like the town fair or a farmer's market.
Oh, right. That's so smart.
It is. When you post about the Minchinhampton market, you're not just advertising, you're signaling, hey, I'm part of this community too.
It builds that sense of belonging. And this is where hashtags actually matter, isn't it? Not just, hashtag coffee.
Exactly. Generic tags just get you lost in all the noise.
Yeah.
But local tags, they put you right on your neighbor's radar.
Okay, so being a good neighbor online sounds nice, but let's be real, does it actually pay the bills? What are the big benefits for the shop owner?
Easy Gold points to three main things, but the big one is loyalty.
Loyalty.
And they had a killer example of a boutique in Minchinhampton to prove it.
Was that the referral program?
That's the one. They just offered a little discount if you told a friend about the shop. It sounds so simple.
It does, but when you think about it,
you're turning a customer who just buys things into someone who actively promotes you.
And that leads right to the second benefit, which was sales.
Right. These apps aren't just for pictures anymore. If an artisan posts a little video of a handmade toy, and you can buy it right there in the app,
you remove all the friction. You see it, you love it, you buy it.
Instantly. And the third benefit was trust, which feels a bit harder to measure, maybe, but is probably the most important in the long run.
I'd agree.
Trust comes from being consistent. If you keep sharing those honest stories, the messy kitchen, the town fair people learn to trust you. You're not some faceless company.
But here's the thing I always hear from business owners. I have to run a business. I don't have time to be on my phone all day.
Of course. And what about the algorithms, the rules that hide your posts?
Yeah, that too.
Well, the rules aren't magic. The algorithm, at its core, just wants to see people talking to you. So the advice from Easy Gold is super simple. Just ask questions.
Like, what's your favorite cake on our menu?
Exactly that. Questions get comments. Comments tell the computer your post is interesting, and then it shows it to more people.
Okay, what about timing? Do I have to post at 2 a.m.?
No, definitely not. For a UK audience, the guide gives some really specific windows. For Facebook, it's weekdays between about 1 p.m. and 3 p.m.
That makes sense. The post-lunch slump, everyone's scrolling at their desk.
And for Instagram, it's Mondays and Thursdays around 11 a.m. But to your point about being busy, you don't have to do this live.
Right.
Easy Gold really recommends using tools. Things like Hootsuite or Buffer.
So you can plan out a whole week of posts on a Sunday night and just let it run?
Precisely. You batch the work so you can get back to actually running your shop.
Before we finish up, let's touch on the scary part. What happens when someone leaves a really mean review, a bad comment?
It's going to happen. It's a mini crisis. The Easy Gold advice here is solid. Don't hide.
So face it head on.
Be honest, Answer quickly and apologize if you actually mess up. That speed and sincerity can turn a critic into a fan.
It goes back to that neighbor idea. If you mess something up for your neighbor, you'd go over and apologize. You wouldn't just hide.
That is the perfect way to put it.
So the big takeaway here is stop trying to be a global influencer. Just double down on being a great local fixture.
Absolutely. Use these digital tools to make the real-world relationships you already have even stronger. That's the core message from Easy Gold.
I love that. Okay, here's a thought to leave you with. The next time you're about to post something for your business, just ask yourself this: is this something I'd tell my neighbor over the garden fence, or is it just an ad? The answer might just change your entire strategy.